For all the movie fans out there, see if you can recognize which movie uses this tune. And I'm hoping that you recognize it as the introduction of the song I Ain't Worried by One Republic, as used by the movie Top Gun. Now, the intro tune that he whistles is actually a really cool melody to play. It's nice and easy to learn tabs. It's a nice way to start your fingers moving if you're a beginner. And we're going to focus on the first part of what the fingers actually do. So we're going to focus on your fretting hand. Now, as we said, this is the part that gets whistled. I'm not going to whistle because A, I can't whistle, and B, if I tried, your dog's ears might not function. Okay, here we go, focusing on your fretting hand. I'm assuming also before we start that you do have your capo, that's your capo over here, at fret number 3. On the PDF that you should be getting along with this, it says at the top capo 3 as well. And we're starting with finger 1 on the 3rd fret after the capo. So capo is at fret 3. So this is my new 1st fret, my new 2nd fret, my new 3rd fret. In short, the capo is replacing the nut at the top, this piece at the top of the guitar. So this is where our guitar is now starting. Okay, your opening note should sound like this. And it's that 3 that you see on the PDF. You're going to see there's this tiny gap followed by a quicker 303. The 303, because they're written closer together, means you need to play them a little bit quicker. Now my fingers also are numbered as well, so you can use the same finger notation, the same sequence of fingers that I'm using if you want to. But with the song as well, I don't really mind if you use different combinations of fingers. It's actually quite a fun song. I'm not going to be too strict with which fingers to use. So the first 4 notes, 3, 3, 0, 3. Then you go to fret number 5. I'm using my ring finger for that. And then to get from fret number 5 to fret number 7, once you've picked fret number 5, you can slide up like that. So I'm not actually picking the 2nd note. You can see from this angle there. Then I'm going to pick the 5, and then my fretting hand does the slide, which in turn sounds the 7. So you could do it something like this in slow motion. 1, 2, 3, 4, and you can even do a double slide. I don't really mind. Remember, it's been whistled on the original, so you've got a bit of license to use whatever interpretation you like, provided the notes are accurate and the timing is good. Okay, that's your first part. One more time with me. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you stay at fret number 7. I'm using my ring finger there, and as we said earlier, I don't mind if it's the first finger. I'm not going to be strict there, but I'm going to stay with my ring finger number 3, and it's going to go double 7, double 5, 1, 3, and then 1, 2. So slow motion. And for the last one, I'm going to just sort of zoom out a bit, and you can see that I don't pick, there's my picking hand, I don't pick that last 2 when I slide from the 3. So it's, and you can see the slide technique kicking inside there. Now we want to join those 2 phrases, those 2 bars together. So I'm going to zoom out a little bit. You can see both left hand and right hand nice and clear now. And we're going to do the first 2 bars. I'm going to count in, so if you want to play along with, you can. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then the next part, I'm not going to zoom in again, goes to number 5, 5, 5, 3, 3, 2, and then open. And the open actually means you're playing the string, the capo again at fret number 3, so it's going to sound like an open string if you view the capo as your bridge, or your nut rather. Okay, so let's put the whole thing together. Are we ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, and he plays it through once at the beginning of the song, then you start strumming. And then later during the song, he plays the riff twice, or actually he whistles the riff. So you've got that under control. Next up, we're going to look at the chords. Now, we're going to zoom in first of all, just to go through the basic chords. For those that are new to guitar, this is a really cool song to get you started with the basic chords. For example, G finger 1. Notice my fingers are numbered. Please make sure you use the same fingers at the same frets. As I said, G chord. On the PDF, you'll see that in blue, you'll see the chord diagrams that I'm busy referring to. And finger 1, fret number 2, capo, fret number 1, fret number 2, on the 5th string, middle finger number 2 to the top string, which is the 6th string, and then finger number 3 goes right to the bottom, and this is your G chord, which should sound something like this. Bit of an overview of the chord. Next up, E minor. Now, when we change from G to E minor, it's actually quite a cool, easy transition. Your first finger simply slides back a bit, and your middle finger, number 2, goes underneath it. So you end up with fingers 1 and 2, both in the 2nd fret, 5th string, 4th string, and the other 2 fingers are not on the guitar at all. And again, we strum all 6 strings. Your E minor should sound like this. Next up, B minor. I'm going to show you an easy way at first, and then if you find it a little bit too easy, then I'm going to show you the one that we've actually got on the diagram on the PDF. The easy B minor, finger 1, string 1, fret 2, 2nd finger goes to the 2nd string, fret 3, 3rd finger, string 3, fret 4. This is your B minor, and you strum from the 4th string down. So if you view your strumming hand quickly, with the B minor you start from here, and it's going to sound cool. Do not play the top 2 strings for the B minor or the D chord, which is going to come up next. Before we do the D, I just want to show you the documented B minor on the PDF. Finger 3 goes up a string, and then the pinky kicks into play where the ring finger was. So ring finger on the 4th string from the bottom, pinky on the 3rd string from the bottom, again from the 4th string. Both methods of B minor are acceptable. So if you're still new to guitar and you want to do this, I don't have an issue, that's perfect. And if you've been playing for a bit longer and you want to do it the other way, this is a bit more of a fuller sounding B minor. Next up, D. As we mentioned, D only strung 4 strings. Finger 1, string 3, middle finger, string 1, both in the 2nd fret, and finger 3 goes to the 2nd string, 3rd fret, and your D should sound like this. Okay, now we're going to look at the rhythm section for the song, which is going to sound something like this. At speed, to break it down slow motion, you're strumming down on the first beat, 1 and 2. 2 you tap. Now on the PDF at the bottom, you'll notice it says strumming 1. There's 2 rhythm patterns for the song. Strumming 1, down arrow. On the 2nd count, the red T means tap. So all I do is I slap my thumb on all the strings. That's the tap. You're tapping the strings. And then you strum up on the plus, on the and, 1 and 2 and. Happens on the 3, tap, also you strum up again on the and before the 4, which is a tap. So slow motion the whole way through, super slow motion with a G chord in place, down, tap, up, tap. Try saying it out loud as well, down, tap, up, tap. And then you change to the next chord. You can see my hand changing in the top corner there. To B minor, again we try our best not to strum those 2 strings, and the same for the D. Now it's quite a cool exercise if the strumming's catching you a bit, is to start with the G and maybe just strum the G through, say 4 times in a row, just to establish, to get familiar with your rhythm, to get used to the strumming. So slow motion, 1, 2, 3, 4, and down, tap, up, tap. Now for those that like using a pick, there's my pick. I'm going to use a pick this time and not the fingers. And that time I'm tapping with the back end of the palm, or I can go I don't really mind as long as you got that silent pause on the count of 2 and 4. So where the T is, you're tapping with the backhand or the side. That gives a cool click. If you like the sound of it, that's cool. And then you home drive for a rhythm. Those chords run through about 2/3 of the song, and that combined with that in between, you'll hear it happening when you whistles. You home dry so far. Now, about 2/3 into the song sort of goes quiet, and for the first time you can really hear an acoustic guitar coming through really strong, something like this. It should be a little bit faster. I just want to do it slower so you can see and hear the techniques. It's the same chords, the same G, the same E minor, the same B minor, the same D chords. Nothing changes there, but the strumming changes. So I want to pay attention there to strumming number 2, and you'll notice it starts with 1 and then 2 is silent, and 3 and 4 is silent, and then we're going to go and 1, and on the count of 1 I'm on E minor. You can see that again. As I say 1 the second time, I would be on the E minor chord. What's this? 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and... You can see on that 1, I was on the E minor. Now when you go from E minor, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, it's quite a big change to go from this E minor all the way to B minor. We're not going to get that the first time round. So what we're going to do is we're going to strum up before the 1 on nothing. Nothing means your hands off the guitar. Check this out. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and I strummed it up my fingers. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. So while I'm doing and, while I'm strumming the nothing, the open neck, I'm busy changing into the next chord shape. Watch this. And I'm getting into shape. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and open. Now, ironically enough, when we do this faster, you don't really hear it. In fact, it actually sounds quite cool. Check this out. Just giving you a different view so you can see the chords move a bit better there. You've got your G in place. You'll notice I play my G sometimes like this with fingers 3 and 4. That's also acceptable. So you can play your G like this or like that. Not that fussy. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Your song home dry. So if there's any questions with the chord shapes, if you're not sure to play any of the chords, drop me a WhatsApp. I'll happily make a short little video showing you that. If there's any discrepancies, any questions with the strumming patterns, let me know. I'll also help you. Now for those that want to do bar chords for the intermediate to advanced players, I'm just going to take off the capo quickly. So if you're a beginner, you can actually stop the video right now if you want to and have a cool week. But for those that want to learn bar chords, this is the bar chord equivalent. B flat, and this is going to be the red column on the PDF, all the way to fret number 6. It's your E-shaped bar chord. You've got the diagram again, as we said, in red on your PDF. This is my 6th fret, capo's gone, and it's going to sound like this, B flat. When you go to G minor, you simply slide your hand as a unit, as a whole, down to fret number 3, and lose the middle finger in the process. Okay, that's the second rhythm. I want to go. First rhythm. Okay. Then we go from there to D minor. We slide up to fret 5. Fingers 2, 3, and 4 like this. I hope you can see it clearly. If you can't, just pause the video and sort of zoom in. You'll see my fingers quite nicely placed on the strings. And if you're still not sure, drop me a WhatsApp for help. And the 4th chord is F, which will be down here. Now, F looks a lot like B flat. It's just by fret number 1. You'll notice fingers 2, 3, and 4 the same shape. B flat, F. And that's your bar chords. And with the capo, when you played G at fret 3, that actually is B flat. And that's where the bar chords come in handy. So bar chords are more difficult, but it's a good way to go for long term. But if you're a beginner and you just really want to play a cool song, capo number 3 and enjoy the song. If you've got any questions, let me know. Otherwise, have an awesome week. Take care. Cheers.